But let's say a big thank you to Vodafone. Now, it's amazing when your network cares about you so much so that they do amazing things for you. Amazing things, man. Amazing things. That's right. The only network that will do this for you is Vodafone. The only network. Yeah, you guessed it. I'm talking about the Vodafone Cash, dropping all charges when you send money to all network. Yeah, you heard right. It costs nothing, absolutely nothing when you send money via Vodafone Cash to all network. Just send any amount as many times as you want to any network and pay zero charges. Just dial *110# to send cash for free. Ready? Now, Tri-Steel Roofing Company Limited is your first choice for quality and affordable color roofing sheets. They have standard sheets and long span roofing sheets, which include circular wave, self-log tiles, IDT, IBR, and more. You can find them opposite Mile 11 Cemetery off Accra Kaswa Road. That's Tri-Steel Roofing Company Limited for you. Call them on 0302-850-802. 0302-850-802. In Kumasi, you can call them on 0322-498-177. They give you a 20-year warranty. The Franco Trading Enterprise says, if you buy from their online, your phone will be delivered right at your doorstep. They stock the brand new Franco TV sets ranging from 36 to 55 inches at affordable prices with free wall mounts. They have the latest Huawei Nova 5T phone, all the latest mobile phones, accessories, laptops, tablets, printers, TVs, and more. You can locate their head office at Tadabraka opposite the Roxy Cinema. Call them on 0246-422-338 or 0546-133-188. Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone papa fee. Okay. So, it's now time for us to discuss our first story. Open Ghanaian cinemas and save collapse. FOCAP begs government. The Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals, FOCAP, is calling on government to, with immediate effect, consider reopening the cinemas and theaters with COVID protocols observed to enable the creative arts and movie industry have a breather in the area of revenue in order to collapse the industry completely. In order not to collapse the industry completely. I beg your pardon. FOCAP recalls that some eminent movie makers and some pressure groups like the NFA Action Group, an industry or film pressure group, asking government to at least open the cinemas and theaters with all COVID-19 protocols, but government did not heed to it. The National Film Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture also received documents outlining all the mechanics as to how our cinemas and theaters will be safe, yet the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and NFA didn't give a listening ear to it. In the studio, I've got my good friend and brother Kojo Preko Dankwa. I nearly say Kojo Frempon. Kojo, good morning and many thanks for your company.
Morning.
How are you?
Doing? I'm okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see
I haven't seen you the whole of 2021.
Exactly. It's quite unfortunate, but we have met.
So much,
but I miss you.
Yeah, man, I miss you too. But I've been hearing good stuff about you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I hear you're managing another radio station.
Yeah.
And you refuse to play my music on it. There's a TV as well, and you refuse to show my music video. I mean, 1K music video is showed all across the world. Yesterday, I received screenshots of. So
you're going to receive screenshots from me too. Don't worry.
I will. Yeah. Meaning you've not and never played it.
It's done. I mean, I remember.
You're not a very good liar.
Oh.
You're not a very good liar, but
see.
Yes. Okay. So, FOCAP.
Yes.
First off, let's refresh the minds of our dear listeners what FOCAP is. Okay. We all know that it's also a pressure group.
Yeah.
But what does it stand for? What is it for?
Okay, so basically FOCAP is an organization that stands in to do advocacy, and then it also goes in to do some pressure. So we call ourselves advocacy and pressure group. So what we do is that we advocate for positive things that should happen within the creative arts, especially the business side of the creative art. Those are the ones we are interested in. And then we need to also look beyond the show and then look at the policy issues that is surrounding the creative art and all that. So those are basically what we do. We tend to give a little pressure to institutions and government and all that who deem fit for it, so that at least certain things that needs to be done for the creative art, I mean, we see ourselves, I mean, helping, I mean, the creatives to also get it done. So basically that is what we do.
I realized you are always calling for action. You're always calling for something to be done. Do you get results?
Yes, we get results.
I mean, good results.
Yes.
When I ask results, it could be bad results. It could be good.
Yes.
So do you get good results?
Yeah, we do. We do. Yes. Since we started even fighting for this issue of, and I think you also did well. You invited us here. For instance, the Creative Art Council, now the agency.
Right.
I mean, the things that we put forth. We said so many things about it that there are certain things within the laws that we think that it should be restructured very well and all that. I mean, we had calls, we had meetings, I mean, to talk about these things. And even though they did not take majority of the things that we said, some of the things that we said were in there. Again, we got result with when we attacked the issues concerning ASOC, where they had issues with their royalties and people not getting their royalties and all that. Then Catherine Afeku's time and all the meetings were held.
Okay.
I mean, their monies were paid, and then we forced them to do legal issues. So they went to court again to really demand certain accountability and all that. We got that particular result. We equally touched on other issues got to do with the theater. I mean, this is where we saw some finances being put or injected into the rehabilitation of the theaters, and we thought that those monies were too wild. We also had meetings with certain, hierarchy on these issues and all that. So basically, we've touched on so many other issues within. We did with AMWEF, where we had a meeting with them, Daddy Bosco, then aboard them to restructure and then share our views on way forward when it comes to AMWEF and then the way they have to run it and all. So there's been a lot that we do. It's just that these things that we do normally do not even come, I mean, out there for us to also see it. But most of the issues that we raise are genuine concerns that the industry needs to focus on.
I have a funny feeling your approach is too hard sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes I read some of your
presses.
Yes. And I don't know who puts them out.
But
yeah, they are quite too hard. Like, yeah, Charlie.
Oh.
Why is it that that's so many at the end of Yeah.
But you see, when you do advocacies and you want to do pressure group things, you need to come out with that, I mean, boldness and then stand on your feet to let the things work. So, for instance, here is a case we've passed a National Film Authority bill into an act. Since 2016, we have not seen anything. Why can't we just go and do picketing? I mean, to let this thing happen. We did picketing. And then thankfully, within the same month before Christmas, President heard us. And then the appointment of Juliet and then David Onto was done. You understand? What next are we looking at? I mean, we need to step our feet out to also demand certain things that we need. If we continue to be dilly-dallying with so many things, I mean, it worries the creatives. I mean, here's a case, you see Nursing Association calling for their allowance. They do picketing, they sleep, they cook at the ministries. They come at us too wild, yet they get results. So why can't we also equally do the same and see results happening within our sector? So yes, we might come out hard, but it's for result oriented.
Now let's look at the substantive matter.
Okay.
Our friend, then the cinemas that are closed. Now you're calling on government,
Yes.
to consider reopening these theaters. So just as I mentioned that some of the things you say are too hard. The pressure group asking government to at least open the cinemas with immediate effect. with immediate effect.
Yes.
I mean, some way.
You see, it's Charlie too hard, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's too hard, was it too hard for GFA to also gather momentum, go to the committee, go to presidency, or probably whichever committee that sits, and says that, listen, we also need to open the stadiums for us to also start our league matches? Why? They looked and considered the repercussions, the things that are happening to them, the cost of keeping players, the cost of managing a team. Then they even went further to bid for almost about 25% of supporters. When in fact, the places where we see the COVID very high are not even allowing supporters to the stadium. But for us, they were able to convince the system and they got it done. It was good for them. Christian community also did same. When president came out and said no church, they gathered the Pentecostal council, the Christian community. They went to convince. They came back. What they gave them was do a minimum of 100, do the seats this way, arrange them this way, open windows, open this, do the protocols. They did. They fought for it. It worked. Transportation sector, they did the same thing to government. They told you, yes, you want us to pick 2, 3 people. This is our suffering. The consequences are this. We can't see things happening. Then they went back again. They went back again for them to solve their problem. They did, and now they are back on their normal picking. 4 each for Trotro. VIPs are moving from here to Kumasi 4 hours, 5 hours, 4.5 hours. They are still doing it. Within the same air conditioned premises, they are still doing it. We had the same authorities telling us that we shouldn't be doing market for some time. They open. Now go to the market centers. It is open and people are not even respecting the same protocols they want us to respect. So things are now becoming normal. So when these people have fought for and they are getting what they need, what stops the creative art to also sit down and say that, okay, give us some opener. Let us have some breather, some space. The consequences are that we are also suffering. We have also gone for some loans. We have also gone for these things. The people are not really getting what they need. Even the money that we're supposed to even give to them, they didn't even get it from the NBSSI, fund thing we're talking about. They didn't even get it. So what are we doing to them? Can we give them the opener? Yes, we can. Okay, what is happening out there? Are we therefore saying that South Africa, which was very heavy when it comes to COVID, today, Coming to America Part 2, was it, premiered? Yes, it was premiered. Which country? It was done in South Africa. Where did they do it? They did it in a cinema. So what is stopping us? Elections. We had all of you going out there. Rallies were on. People were not respecting the same protocols. Even when the presidential candidates speak to us, they didn't even wear the nose mask. So what was wrong? What was happening? They did it. They even opened our own cinemas, went there to do programs, and then they shut it, and then they come back to us. So what were we doing? Are we therefore saying that we can't do it? Are we also not thinking that, okay, we can also go to presidency or probably go to government, Ministry of Health, or whichever committee it is, through the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, or probably the National Film Authority, of which they are the people who are taking care of movies or films in this country, to go back to presidency and say, can you give us the opener? Can we have access to this? But we are going to respect the protocols. If we get there, the seats are going to be 1 man space, 1 man space, 1 man space. After all, within the movies, when we finish movie, how many hours do you watch movie? Between 1 hour to 1.5 hours or 2 hours, you are done. Then the next 2 hours or 3 hours, we sanitize the place. When we get to the place, we come back again with another people. The set will come and sit. So we are looking at all these angles, and we think that if breathing space have been given to open air pub, for instance, to come and sit, have your quiet time and drink, and then go away, play music and dance, and people are doing it, funerals are going on, why can't the movie industry that has been halted for the past 10 to 11 months, the consequences are huge. The cinemas are suffering. Workers who are there are not getting what they need. They've been taken home, or they've been sacked, whichever way it is. President in his State of the Nation address even affirmed to it that, for instance, people have lost jobs, including the creative art people. So we think that if steps are not taken, it's going to be a problem. And we are not saying this thing just to say it for saying its sake. There are mechanics that have been put in place. These mechanics that I'm talking to you about were sent to Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. Chief Director took it from National Film NFA Action Group, of which I'm even part. We went further to the National Film Authority. We gave them a copy. Juliet Asante and the Vidonto's office, they took it. So our point was that if you've taken these mechanics, and of course we didn't do it in vacuum, we did it with people like Peter Sedufia and the rest. So it means that there's a backing. There's a huge, family surrounding this thing that we think that all the processes that we have given, we did a whole diagram, a whole policy, a whole diagram, presented it to them to show them that this is how the protocols will go. If these protocols are not respected by any event organizer, any movie person, you have to punish the person. If it's 1 year ban, you do it. If it's a fine, you do it. Because we need to respect the protocols so that they can have a breather and then things can work for them. So basically, those are the things we were looking at. And we think that if these avenues have been open and given to such other sectors, why can't we also have the same thing for our sector?
Well, you've spoken well, but do you know the reasons that these cinemas are still closed?
Yes. One of the basic things that they told us, which is very, very important, and which we deemed fit that yes, it is, was the fact that it's an enclosed area. Mm-hmm. The science people told us that within the air conditioning setup and all that, these things travel faster. But why? Well, we check temperatures, don't we? These are protocols. Don't you wash our hands? We do. We said that we're not going to do, a hand-to-hand ticketing. It was electronic ticketing that they're going to do. When you sit, this is a space. You sit here, there's nobody sitting here. You sit here, there's a space, there's somebody sitting, there's a space. We sit there, people don't chat. People don't kind of sit there and make noise. Unlike other places where they sit and then they do it. You're in your nose mask, you sit and you watch your movies and then you move. Others are also saying that yes.
But if I come with my wife,
yes, of course.
Or if I come with my friends, let's say we come in a group. For me, I think cinemas, when you go there, it's well enjoyed when you are in a group or when you meet people. Sometimes I go to a cinema and the people at the back, the commentary they give at the back is even enjoying. I enjoy that one much more. Yeah.
Yes,
because
but you see,
moving about, hey, wakulu. And it's nice.
The tour and all that. But you see, they are doing all these things like we are doing, and we're in a nose mask. So that is also part of the protocols. Even if they talk, they are still in their nose masks. Even if they scream, they are still in their nose masks. That is also telling us that they are enjoying the same protocols. So, for instance, the movie guys we even put down as plan was the fact that if you come in, you write your name and your number. The ticket would direct it to you. So that, for instance, if today I came with Mr. Logic, what car did you come with? We came with a commercial car, we came with a private car. You write the number. Should anything happen, the contact tracers are there. They can easily attend to you and get to you, and then we'll know that, okay, this is what is even happening to such a person. So for me, it was a step that we thought that, okay, can they also help us in saying that, okay, we'll add these things to it so that the restriction and then the measures will be taken, just as we did for the football people. Why? Didn't we sit here and hear our sports crew telling us that some teams were banned, were punished because their supporters did not go according to the protocols? They did. And they even banned certain people from playing from their own stadiums and all that. So those are measures. So if these things are done, why are we not doing it? It's hurting when we say that, okay, we find our school, we've opened school, kindergarten people are even going. We had students who have even had the COVID and all that. Still, we are still telling ourselves there are protocols that we need to observe. And for that matter, schools will have to be reopened. So it is there. And as much as you find people having these things, we are still telling ourselves that let's go through it and make sure the protocols are observed. So those are the plea that we're asking. The government or probably the ministry to also help the creative art people, because it looks as if they are really suffering when it comes to these ones. Because now, listen, all the indoor pubs are now outside now. If you move in town, the where we sit as an indoor properly, honeysuckle and the rest, they are now outside. They've now opened the thing outside because they need to make money. People, waitress and everybody needs to eat. People need to at least pay bills. So if we are not getting these access and other people are getting it, and it can be done for our churches are getting it, what stops we from going to church now with all the spaces that we have? as against the same movie, area that we have to go. In any case, I even ask myself, how many movie centers do we even have? And even the capacity that they even have. We can still go through the system very well.
All right, Kojo. Well, hold on for me.
Okay.
Let's get on the phone and speak with Mrs. Veronica Usu-Mensah, Executive Director, Functions Risk Management. These are the owners of Global Cinemas, now Function Cinemas. Good morning, Auntie Vero. How are you?
Good morning, Andy. I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. So, why the change of name?
We used to be Functions Ghana. Global Media Alliance took over to manage the cinema for us. We had a contract. The contract was over, and so we came back as Function Cinema. The cinema is still there. So, that is the change. That is why the change of name.
Oh, I see. Wow. So, forgive me. I thought it was because of COVID. You felt like it was something too. Forgive me.
COVID has really worried us.
I know. But how long have you been closed?
We've been closed since 2020, when we had the first lockdown. The lockdown.
So it's been over a year, or let's say a year.
It's been a year.
It's very unfortunate. But how much money have you lost?
Andy, I've lost a lot of money. This is millions of dollars investment. And so to have it closed for 1 year, we will lose a lot of money. We are not getting any income from the cinema, which actually costs us a lot compared to the other businesses there. And we've lost a lot of staff, good people. We've had to let them go home, over 17 staff. We've had to let them go home. And some of them depend on, their families depend on these people. So it's been quite challenging. The sad thing is, with the cinemas, you can't leave the cinema not running entirely. Even though we are closed, we have a couple of staff who have to go and run the system for like 2 hours every week, and we have to pay them. We still have to turn on our electricity and everything. So even though we are not running, we are still incurring a lot of costs.
Well, that's very unfortunate. But a lot of people are calling for the reopening of cinemas. Now, pubs and drinking spots were also closed. Upon certain advice, they realized that it would be better to open in open air spaces. Have you considered having enough ventilation, even if you can replace or place your theater somewhere that can have enough air?
Andy, most of we have air conditioners in all our theaters, but then we also have extractors in our theaters. So it's, we're not going to have the same air circulating. The extractors take it out, the air conditioners blow. So, and we've been doing this all along, so we were quite surprised that they closed us. At the initial stage, we thought, since they've closed everybody, we will all come back and, we will put protocols in place. And the truth of the matter is, most people, we don't have our cinemas full all the time. So, yeah, we don't have our cinemas full all the time. One of our cinemas take up to 165 people. Each one takes 165. We have 2 cinema halls. Actually 3, depending. If you have a lot of movies going on, we open the 3rd one. And so we can actually, and we've been, a lot of the time, people don't stay together unless they are a couple, So there's always space in between. So we started practicing the COVID protocols, even when there wasn't COVID, because we had seats in between, and we wanted the place to be full. So most of the time when we sell tickets, we leave a space and then someone, so that the place looks full. Because you don't normally have 160, maybe you have 100 or 120.
Okay. Which means there will be enough spacing.
There's always enough spacing.
Right. Now, I'm sure you are part of the people or groups calling for the reopening of cinemas.
Yes, I am.
Right. Now, first of all, how concerned are you about the safety of your clients?
Very much concerned. And I mean, the association, all of us have put a lot of measures in place. As much as they are customers, we also have our staff, ourselves. We also watch movies. And we want them to go and come back over and over. And so we are very concerned, and we've put every protocol that is necessary in place for them. So, like I said, we have 3 cinema halls. If we have a movie that is quite popular and we have a lot of people coming to watch, we won't have the same hall, one hall watching the same movie. We will split them. So if you have 3 cinema halls, that takes 160 each. We will put 80 each on each cinema hall. And so, we've put we have sanitizers, we have, we do cleaning before, and this is enhanced cleaning before and after each movie. And we were doing this way before. What we might have to do as customers or as movie lovers is we may have to forgo some of the things like eating or having popcorn and stuff in the cinema hall. Because of course, if you're eating, then you have to take off your mask. But we may have to sacrifice. You buy your popcorn out there, you have your popcorn. So it's either before or after you have your popcorn and your drink. But whilst in the cinema hall, you can't eat. These are things that we are willing to sacrifice, so that people can...
Well, but the movie is well enjoyed with popcorn. So, enjoying my movie without the popcorn, don't you think it's going to be...
I know, Andy, but we all have to make adjustments. And already we have. We go out, we don't like wearing masks, but we have to wear masks throughout. We meet our friends, we can't hug them. So we've actually had to forgo a lot of things that we love. And, not having a popcorn while watching a movie will be one of them, if this thing drags on. But we believe that with the vaccine, hopefully it won't last. Within a short time, we'll be able to have our popcorn for the period until, we feel safe enough. We will have to forgo eating whilst watching.
Well, Veronica, I want you to assure Ghanaians that if government reconsiders this plea, Ghanaians will be much more safe when they visit function cinemas. Do we have enough PPEs?
Well, we for cinemas, if we PPEs as in PPEs that we use in the hospitals.
No, I'm talking about enough sanitizers. I'm talking about,
yes,
all of these. Yes, because
we do. We have. Before you enter our gate, there's a Veronica bucket there for people to wash. Once you get to the main entrance, before you go to the concession, there's sanitizers for you to sanitize. We are. As much as possible, we are going to encourage less cash transactions, so pay with Momo, pay with your credit card or your debit card, pay before coming. We have all that in place. And then once you get there, we check your temperature. So we're doing everything. We have enough PPEs. And then we sanitize each cinema hall before and after each movie.
I'm going to push you a bit further. Now, with all of these things you've mentioned, don't you think it requires additional hands? No, because, well, you require extra hands, extra ticketing, additional PPEs, additional cleaners. There are too many things you need people or you need extra hands to work. Don't you think it will be too much of work for you? And with that, why don't you wait till government gives the chance or come up with better settings or proper laid out structures for you to follow instead of the rush for government to reopen them?
Andy, cinema actually reflects our culture. And if we look at our ancient history and what we do here as a Ghanaian, in our Ghanaian movie industry, I think once we as a company train our staff well. And remember, I said we've had to lay off 17 people, so we had enough staff to cover that. And once the government gives us the nod to start, we are going to get all of them back. All of them well trained. I mean, those there, we have other departments, and they are there. Those there are very well trained. Those who will join in will be well trained before we start. And, we'll be able to show our movies, Ghanaian movie lovers will be able to watch our movies. And probably, we use this opportunity to also encourage our tourist authority and I've forgotten how they're called, the Ghana movie companies, to try as much as possible to promote our Ghanaian movies as well, so that we'll be able to watch our Ghanaian movies here, because people love our Ghanaian. We have a lot of people premiering there,
Yes.
And so if we can also use that to promote our Ghanaian movies, it will actually help us.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us, Mrs. Veronica Usu-Mensah, Executive Director, Functions Risk Management, owners of Function Cinemas. I'm so grateful. I will call on you again to check if government has listened to your has listened to your call.
I think what you're doing is part of what will help the movie industry to start, and I'll urge all Ghanaians to also push, because I get a lot of phone calls, people asking whether they can come and watch the movies, and so I know that they will also push for us to get the business back, for our staff to come back, and for us to be able to earn something with all the investment that we have made in this to this industry.
Right. Many thanks for your time. Have a lovely day.
Yes,
Hitz FM.
So that was Mrs. Veronica Usu-Mensah, Executive Director of Function Cinemas. Kojo?
Yes.
So you heard Veronica?
Exactly. He shares the same views, and I think that if we have conferences where President says that we should spend not more than 2 hours, and movies are 2 hours, probably 1.5 hours.
Unless Indian film. Indian film, they are.
And then he once upon a time said conferences should have a limited number, and then they open it. Churches are also opening with that huge numbers. The key word here is that they are going through the protocols. Why can't we also give it the opportunity to go through the same protocols and see us, also respecting them and then doing it? For me, I think that it is something that we need to let the government consider. Maybe we haven't done enough as creative art people. Maybe we haven't identified, our leaders, or probably amass all of us to go there and present probably a proper document or open space for them to also hear us. Because once upon a time, 5 months ago, I heard Kojo Nkrumah talking about, it's still, cinemas are still one of the deadliest places you want to open because of COVID and all that. But the reasons were not given. The only reason we're given was one. And I think that Madam has also told us that as much as the air conditions are there, they have ventilators and all that. So it really helps, these areas also function. And I think that it's high time we need to do something like that. If schools are open, transport is happening, marketplaces are Boboloshi, Medina Market, everywhere is activated. People are at La Paz shouting, mate, Trotro, Kanesh, blah, blah, blah. They are doing it and everything. We are still going through the same protocols. Hey, people who are really, old enough can even take care of themselves. Kindergartens are even going to school. How come we, the elders, we can't even control ourselves? Is that what we are saying? I think that government should really look into it and help us.
Right. Mr. Laji, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
Good to see you again. Right.
Thank God.
I'm sure you've been listening and following.
Yes, I have.
What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think my brother is making a lot of sense, but the problem is not just it's not with the movies. I think the music industry as well.
Okay.
And I want FOCAP to speak for the whole art, the whole industry. Because as you speak for the movies, what happens to the event? I mean, if clubs, for instance, if we can have, we cannot have indoor events, we can as well have outdoor events, like the stadiums, the beaches. I think those places must be open. Because seriously, people in the art has been really undermined. And it's as if anytime you want to speak about your rights, you have to be massaging. I don't like massaging issues because this is how we sit down and we've been trampled on. I mean, all the things that you said, the marketplaces, the all the places you mentioned that are operating, the buses used to be two to three seat. Now it's full tray. They are moving about their business. Why can't we also move? Because Andy, we the ones in the arts. Don't forget that until we had the arts bill or creative art became official, we have always been seen as people who are unofficial. So it's as if anything that has to do with art people, it's like it can wait. Behind the doors, these guys can wait. Why should it be that way? Seriously. We saw high profile funeral over the weekend. Andy, some of these things, that's why for some days now, I just sat down to reflect. This country is not fair. When you are art practitioner, you need to be very careful. When I saw your release, I was expecting the music, the event organizers all to be included, because FOCAP is not just for the movies. Yeah, I mean, speaking for the cinemas are fine, but then the whole arts event, we are all suffering. You cannot host an event before the recent closure. We were supposed to have a show somewhere. We had already promoted the show, paid artists. A day before our ad goes on radio, then this closure came. All the monies that were paid, we lost it. So Andy, let's not sit down here and pretend as if we cannot put. These things are not fair.
Because I had a lot of events lined up.
Yeah, and they were all cancelled.
Yeah.
All the other places.
I'm still holding on to some of the cash.
Exactly. All the other places that are operating, they are observing the protocols. So why can't we also observe it? Why are we seen as some disorder? Like some people of some wayward life that if you allow them, they will cause a lot of damage. Like they will increase the numbers. That's how we are saying. Like Kojo said, the cinemas are dangerous because they are enclosed and air conditioned. Yes, I understand. Yes, but they can observe the protocols. But then what happened to the outdoor event, the beaches, the stadiums? We can have our event. You understand? We should be allowed because as at now, people in the art are not making money. This is the last time we spoke about this issue. It's as if we talk, and they do nothing about it. They do not. When you do that, you allow the people to take the law into their hands. Because now people will say, why are the buses running in the market? Go to Circle. Go to Kaneshi Market as we speak. The women are trading. They are doing their business. People don't even wear masks. Over the weekend, I went somewhere. I think was it Koforidua? Somewhere in Koforidua. Look, nobody was wearing masks
in the market.
I'm telling you, in the market, there are people who are doing their thing. It's as if there was no corona. I was wearing my mask, and I said, why are these people living as if there is no corona? Everybody was checking them. The police were also working without masks. You understand? So I don't see why we, the people in the art, we should be sidelined and we are being oppressed. That's the word I will use. We are going through oppression. We are going through oppression, and we have the right to speak, unless government is ready to close back all these other places. If they are going to, Andy, because we are also citizens of this country. Why can't we speak? Why market women were crying? They have been open. The bus operators, GPRTU, the GFA, they were all crying. They listen to them. Why wouldn't they listen to us? We are being oppressed. So I really side with FOCAP, and I think we need more pressure groups. That's our problem. Our industry is not structured because we don't have groups, institutions, people who advocate for such cause. So seriously, I think what you are doing, bro, is a big deal. And we need more pressure groups. We need at least 3 more.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We need at least 3 more pressure groups. By now, we should have about 3 communiques out there from FOCAP, from here, and then we all pressure the ministry. The ministry, the arts ministry and the tourism ministry this is the time they need to understand that we, the stakeholders, without us, they don't have any ministry. You cannot sit at the Ministry of Tourism and Art and tell me you have a ministry and then your practices are all locked down in the house. What are you doing in the office? What are you sitting in the ministries doing? Who are you working with? You understand? So these are some of the blind spot of our society. As if we don't even have eyes. The problem we can see, but we overlook, which I forget. No, and seriously, I'm getting very uncomfortable with the way they treat people of the arts in this country. I say, grow. If you're not careful, you are seen as somebody. We are on board, brah. Look, we have professionals and graduates in this regard. You understand? So don't see us as people who are all for entertainment. Oh, entertainment people, they can wait. Then you allow the buses to be running. You allow the market women to be operating. This is not what we saw coming. I'm saying this because the Minister of Information is an arts person. And you understand, he's an arts person. He understands this field and the problems we have, our hazards. He knows them. He should not overlook them and keep giving us some excuses as oh, you can't do this. We can do it. We can also observe. We can observe the protocols. Wear our masks. As I sit here, I'm wearing my mask. Everybody is wearing a mask. Supposing this was an event center, we are wearing masks. You understand? So for me, I think I support FOCAP 100%. And I'm loud this way because this is the only way you can speak to Ghanaians. Just as Ampon was saying. In Ghana, if you don't put pressure, you are not heard. Pressure, you don't put it diplomatically. I say, oh, Kanu, don't insult anybody. But look, the pressure is a pressure group. So I'm helping FOCAP to multiple the pressure. That's how I'm loud like this. We must be set free. We are being oppressed. Oppression, we are ready to understand and go through the protocol. But in only too much. You're doing no work, no event. People are doing virtual. Do you know how much they pay for floors and all this virtual? Do you know how much a virtual concert costs? The set. Do you know how much people pay to host a virtual concert and they make nothing out of it? You understand? So how many investors will be ready to put their money in this area? An area where everything is virtual. You don't see physical cash. It's all for the fun. It's all for the glamour. Andy, can we live a life like this? Can we make life like this as people of the art? So seriously, I will land by calling on the minister. He's designated. I'm already vetted.
Yeah.
Please, you know our problems. We shouldn't cry before you come and wipe our tears. We are saying that we are going through oppression as people of the art. They should set us free and give us the guidelines how to operate, and we will follow. Thank you.
Ria, I like the way you are looking at Mr. Logic in admiration. People, I think I have to get you people closer.
Because
Oh, Minyai. But the question is, could this be love?
That's the big question.
Could this be love? Yeah.
Hello, Andy.
Yeah, speak.
Good morning.
Morning.
Andy, for the first time in history,
What feeling, Mr. Logic?
I am agreeing with Mr. Logic.
So all this why you be pretending. All the patting on my shoulders and my lap.
It's just to cool you down, baby. Yeah, but I'm agreeing with Mr. Logic. I mean, I've always said our industry was not built for something like this, for a pandemic like this, but that is a topic for another day. Okay, I think Mr. Logic is very right in all his submissions, and I think my only problem I had with the opening of cinemas was the ventilation, because we were told that if you are in an ill-ventilated building, you are going to it's an avenue for the virus to be transmitted easier. So I think if the people who run the cinemas have made preparations or things that have put together the necessary logistics to be able to cater for such an issue such as ventilation, then why not? I mean, we have suffered enough, just like Mr. Logic said. Food has been torn out of a lot of people's mouths. Like people have lost their jobs, their livelihoods. And this is a country where, excuse me to say, a lot of people's life depend on Kpakpakpa movement.
Of course.
You understand? It is not about the white collar jobs all the time. Now people are branching to be entrepreneurs, and there are a lot of entrepreneurs in the art industry. You understand? This is exactly 70% of the art industry is basically, private institutions, self-employed. People are not, it's not really under the government like that, because as Mr. Logic said, the government has shunned us for, number of years. So what do we need? I'm not saying we don't need a government, but we've paved our own way, and now we've been hit with the pandemic and we are hungry. That is what for someone like me, that is what I studied in school. If you're looking at what I should really be doing, I should really be on set somewhere, acting somewhere. You get, but because of this pandemic, here we are. I look at our Nigerian brothers, they are attending premieres. You should have seen the Coming to America premiere in Nigeria. It was a very huge thing. You could have seen people were in their masks, all right, but the event went on. Now you could see that the event organizer is making their money. Decorators, people who are decorating the place, they are making their money. The venue is making their money. You get, so I think the preparations there, we have to shine our eyes. Let me put it that way. Yeah. We have to shine our eyes and make preparations for the art industries, because I think we've been hungry for too long. too long. Yes, we've been hungry for too long. I think something must be done, and I'm glad that we are putting together the PPEs, things that are going to ensure the safety of the general public and not instill fear in them, when they are going into the cinemas. So let's see what happens. I'm throwing my full weight behind you. We are going to advocate with you to try to, get some food on the tables of people.
It's very necessary. The ladies and the hawkers who sells the masks on the street. Yeah. The other day I was in the traffic and there was this lady passing by, and one said, "And what you say? I say, coronavirus, no COVID, no, and we draba." I said, "You use a mask, you can better." You see the mind.
Yeah.
Every morning you buy one, you buy a new max. So calculate 2 cities times 7 in a week. This how they are making money, and we the ones who are making nothing. We are spending the little we have to be buying max every morning, and we are quiet. So give us the right to also operate. If market women can behave themselves. Let me leave it here. I don't want to go further. Say, you are looking down on market women. If market women can follow protocols, how much us? Yes, look at us. Very educated and directed. Don't we know we have to wear masks?
Some of the market women are also educated. But,
oh, yeah, I know. I'm not saying if... that's why I said I wanted to stop there.
Yeah,
I'm saying that
right.
even them in the midst of the
so
chaos,
stop there.
their trade is very chaotic. Everybody is running... you can understand what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Their trade is very chaotic. When you go to Kaneshie Market, there is no space.
Yeah.
But yet they are trading.
Yeah.
You understand? And our job is more of like a one-off event. Like, it's not regular as every day we have an event. It's seasonal. So allow us to operate. Charlie, they're sitting home because, Andy, we have art operators who are owing people and cannot pay because they can't mount the stage. They can't have events again. They are owing. I know people who are event organizers who are owing and can't pay. How do you pay? Since last year, look at what the lady said. Since last year, she's been closed. Since last year, they don't. Yeah. If she was making 5,000 Ghana cedis per view or even 2,000 Ghana cedis per show, calculate against the number of months she's lost this revenue, she will collapse. It's obvious. She will collapse.
All right. In the studio, I mentioned his name earlier this morning. Brevier. The dawn of all dawns.
Andy D.
Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a very long time.
Yes.
We only speak on phone. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm sure you were following the discussion.
Yeah, with rapt attention, Andy.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, I would want to congratulate FOCAB for this move. The only problem I had was what Logic raised initially, because if you want to fight for the arts, just do it generally, because we all are suffering. So when you isolate the movie from the rest, it gives the impression that probably there's some special treatment going on for a section. I even mentioned this to Inoka Jepong over Facebook.
Before they put out there.
Yeah, over Facebook. That why aren't you fighting a general course? Yes, and you are limiting it to only movies.
Yes, seriously.
So is it? Could it be that probably they are the ones lobbying through you to have it done? Those are some of the questions that would come to mind.
It's true.
Especially after speaking to the lady you spoke to, who said she's also behind. It gives
it gives you that impression.
Some jaundiced approach to it. Some yellow. This is some yellow.
Some yellow. You be jaundiced way.
So for me, it's a general thing.
Yes.
This move should be actually spread across because Andy, from everything that Kojo Preku and the panel have talked about, the system is open. Even though they are supposed to act under protocol, we also deserve that kind of treatment. Event organizers are also suffering, and so many people are suffering. They going through. And if you want to shut. If you want to open. But don't relegate some other people to the background, assuming or thinking that they do not matter.
Yes.
Because that is the message that is sent across. So that's what the creatives say they can stay. Who cares? It's not a good feeling because people depend on that in order to put food on the table for family. So if you want to relegate them to the background, it looks as if you are actually selective in your approach towards this COVID-19, I'll say, relief for certain people. Yes. And for me, that is not working well. So I would also entreat that the state does the needful by also allowing the creatives some space to operate. Now, I think they use the AC issue, the enclosed environment issue, as a big case.
We use fun.
Yes. I can understand because when you go to some of the pubs, the lounges, those who have the indoor stuff, they have all closed down. Now they have gone to the open space. And even the open space, they are clamping down on some people still. So for me, that will only be what is going against the cinemas. That one, we have to find a way about it. The lady said they have extractors.
Yes.
That they use.
Yeah, she said.
Yes. And for me, I do not know how the extractors work vis-a-vis the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't know whether there's been any research on it. Is there any research that we can easily tap into to say that, categorically, this extractor can save people from the COVID-19? If there is, please make it available. Because that is the only, I would say, obstacle that the cinemas have.
Yeah,
that's the only obstacle that they have. So if there's any scientific backing to that, to say that we can extract air from inside that will not be detrimental to human health as far as COVID-19 is concerned, tell it it's good, it's fine.
Yeah,
so I think it's a very good move. It's a very good move. And government should consider this because for me, people are suffering. People are suffering. And look at Andy Dusty. And the kind of way they go about it, if the Don holds a party, I may be arrested. But other big people are holding parties and they are allowed to hold. You see, this kind of system makes people... Thank you. It makes people angry and want to take the law into their own hands, which is not right. So, government...
I just said it. She's asking you to mention names. I think it's you should.
But
this is a free discussion.
This guy do party recently, Katanga. He do party, Katanga.
Oh yes, it's true.
He do party where we even show where people they with mask. Yes, we deliberately put that on air. It was a strategic move. People will not understand, but it's just to show the jaundiced nature of.
Also, the jaundiced.
Everybody that look through the yellow glasses, it's not fine. It's not fine at all.
Okay, let me read some comments. I'm done. Okay, Jaundice. All right, let me read some comments. Well, plenty of them coming through. Okay. Oh, Charlie, the more the comments coming. Hack Collection says, Andy, please let Mr. Logic know that the politicians already said we, the entertainment industry, are not serious. So why wouldn't they look down our side of business? Eagle Eye 7 says, what Kojo Preku and his group are doing is the type of advocacy I expect Sokre Safu to do. I'm sure he's not part of fuck up. because he's the government's PR pawn in the creative arts. It's so sad because as a practitioner, you should fight for the industry more than the government. Papa Kwasi Roddy, are you ready for some English?
I know what is coming.
This boy.
Gibberish.
Charlie.
Oh, it don't be so.
No, this one there.
A combination of everything.
Charlie.
At the end of the day, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. Papa Kwasi Roddy says, Andy, I was oblivious about I was oblivious about fuck up until today. Brandy, please ask Kojo if government's obduracy to address
Don't say poet.
government's obduracy to address their concerns solely engendered the formation of fuck up. And if these grievances and concerns are addressed satisfactorily, will it be outrightly dissolved? What's in your kind?
If I get him, he's trying to say that if this push, this advocacy we're doing, specifically for the theater, if it's done, are we going to collapse fuck up?
I'm sure that's what he's trying to say.
Yes.
Let me read it again.
That we have to advocate for.
No, but Andy, really
He said, will it be outrightly dissolved?
No,
I'm
it
sure.
won't.
I'm sure he's talking about FOCA.
Yes.
Okay.
It won't. It will not be dissolved. Yes, it won't.
Okay. Right.
Oh, no, oblivious, and I won't tackle him.
He continues to say the creative industry has been treated with some level of unfairness and despondency. Sometimes I feel the system is seemingly antagonizing them.
Be true.
And such a group of strong advocacy being instigated can help militate this problem. A stitch in time saves 9.
It all makes sense anyway.
Yeah.
Atakwab said they should still pass through the right channels. They have been doing this for God knows how, yet the industry is still not moving. Eagle Eye 7 says, Andy Dusty Pa, why should you be surprised when FOCAP comes hard with their pressers? In Okajapon is part and you think they can be soft. I like Ojo Preku though, nice guy, they are doing well for the industry. Original Slice says, Andy, at this point, I've got nothing to say about opening of the cinemas. Mr. President will only open it when he deems it fit. Nothing anyone will say now will change his mind on this matter. Anyone who's not realized this by now is not paying attention. I'm tired.
Andy, maybe a question.
Yeah, you can.
Have you considered the fact that so many months have passed by people having short movies? And this could be
exactly what I was thinking.
Yes, one of the reasons why there's no pressure or there's no rush. For me, if it was not this coming to America recently, that I don't know what would have been out there. I don't know
what material would have been available.
Yes, it's something that we need to look at.
But what are they going to show?
Yes, because over 1 year, Kotriko.
Yeah, I mean, like the ban on
yes, nobody they do anything.
Don't have any standby material.
But I'm pretty sure prior to the 10 months as we are in, people have movies, I mean, in their wardrobes.
On their shelves.
Yes, that they've spent. For instance, a quick one is even the money that Ghana Tourism Authority decided to spend on some 5 or 10 movie producers. They gave them money to shoot some movies.
But have they shot it?
That is the issue.
That's another question. But
they've not shot anything.
Some did.
Kojo, we were here when Mr. Sokwe-Safo said he's not going to give his movies to TV stations to show.
Yeah.
So now that we are going to ban the foreign telenovelas and
that's entirely another different conversation.
That thing is it true?
No, but he said they're going to ban. He said from 9 p.m. you can show foreign content.
Well, I heard
okay, so that means the prime time is
the prime time is for local.
That makes sense.
Well, let's work.
But you see, it will work. But like she's saying, the only thing we need to now agree with the movie makers and the creatives is that can we make up the content for it?
That is it.
Content.
Okay, so that was my expectation from the NFA and Socrates angle, the film classification people. What went into the decision? Yes, we need it. It is in the law. We need to activate it. Yes, we even agree to it. We're even talking about LI. LI has not been done. As we speak, LI has not been done on that same, law.
Because that is what is going to regulate
Exactly.
the law.
Exactly.
People don't understand.
We don't even have it.
When you arrest them.
So my point is that should you tell them to stop? Okay, agree. But do we have enough content? We're here when DSTV gave us Rock Ghana. It ended up being a Nigerian thing now. Now they come back with Akwaba. Telling us that this is another local, exactly, Trace Jama and all that. You see, exactly. So do we have the content? It's okay. Safa and his team telling us that we can have enough content, rich one, that we need to do. Remember, the same law that gives them that space to do that is also asking them to give funds to these same creative people to promote or to produce more content. He is talking about classification. He's forgotten the fact that within the same law, the fund has not been set up.
I think
So, for instance, a Logic will want to go and do a production, local production that will help in education, will help in tradition and all that. Why is the fund for him to even do it? You don't even have it. So you are creating that empty space for private.
With no supply.
Exactly. So where's the supply? Where's the chain?
For ghosts to come and urinate.
I think
Ghosts they urinate.
I
for
think
Namubi
the initiative is good.
Some are in the
good.
urinate.
I think the initiative is good, but they did not prepare. It was a rushed decision. They didn't prepare very well before they came. Because
You people, listen to George Quay. Is he okay?
No, that is never okay. It's never okay.
George Quay, he crazy. He said, Massa, can you guys keep your voices down small? The volume is too loud in my car. It's a very expensive car, so please speak humbly. Chalola Michael wants to contribute. Ola, good morning.
Andy, morning.
How be?
Ade, yourself.
Very well, thank you. Please go ahead.
Andy, quickly, one, I think that we are forgetting that since the lockdown to where some of the sanctions and banning were lifted, cinema has always been closed. You see, we were able to have VGMAs last year, correct?
Yes.
But cinemas were still closed. And the president lifted some of those sanctions for events to be held, even though it started with some amount of capacity cutoff in terms of the sitting or the number of people that are supposed to be at such event grounds. But still, cinemas were closed. So I'm not trying to justify why they probably over-concentrated on cinemas, but I'm trying to add that amidst all these old challenges, cinemas have always been closed, in spite of the fact that some of the bans were lifted for certain activities to be carried. And two, Andy, when we say cinema, it's not just about Ghanaian films being shown. I think the lady mentioned that she saw pictures of Coming to America being premiered in Nigeria. That's another use of the cinema. It's not just for the local content, but also for other contents that will come in to also whip up cinema culture and cinema interest. Third, people have been shooting movies since 2019, ready for cinema before this whole thing happened. When the ban and some of the bans were lifted for some gatherings to be done, people are still shooting. As we speak, people are shooting. It might not be in the numbers that we used to witness, but people are still shooting, and they don't know where to take those productions to. They are only hoping that cinemas will be opened anytime soon so they could premiere. Now, if you want to know the number of films that we have, my own count, we have over 40 waiting for cinemas to be open. My own count, I don't know. Those are the ones that I've monitored. I don't know those that I'm not aware that have been done. So I think that I want to support the call, but I want us also to get to understand what is happening on the ground. That films have been shot. Cinemas are not just for local content, but they are also for foreign content, which helps to whip up, cinema culture and cinema interest. Thank you very much, Andy.
Wait a minute. Ola, are you very sure people are still shooting movies?
Andy, I'm telling you for a fact, my name is Ola. I'm saying people are shooting. Yes, sir. Could you mention the GTA Special Fund? And you were asking if people actually shot. Yes, lots of people shot. Those who were, not too certain whether they can get the money back, they didn't shoot. but lots of people shot. There were films being shot at Tepa, all the way in Tepa. Because even when we were under lockdown, Tepa was not under lockdown. Don't forget, the lockdown was just for Accra and Kumasi, I think. Other regions didn't have that lockdown. So those producers who wanted to shoot went to those other regions to do the shooting. And I can count about 6 movies that were shot in Tepa alone. Now the chief, or maybe I don't know if it's a chief or a king, my apologies to the correct title, but the chief of Tepa is now looking for more producers to come and shoot there because he realized that it brought some sort of economic activity to his place.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that info.
You're welcome.
I'm so grateful, Ola. Right, so that was Ola Michael. Let me read some more comments. Brainer Whiskers, Andy, I think they don't respect the art industry because they go to parliament and observe the necessary protocols. My question is, what will a sick person be doing at the cinema? It's about time we study what viruses really are. Nah, this Ghana, the educated mind is really low. Patience also says people are still doing engagements, weddings, churches. Why not the cinemas? They're observing all protocols and they should be allowed to operate as well. The workers have to be paid. They have families to feed. Dem Goseyo says, Charlie, they need to open cinemas. So we have to see Mortal Kombat on April 16.
No, there are so many movies that are coming out that people want to watch.
Why are you shocked?
I was saying, no Mortal Kombat here. Why should I know it? Patience, how is the government helping this industry that has lost so much money? Fifi Duke, quite great. You know Fifi Duke, right? Yeah. DJ Nature. Yeah. It says cinemas and theaters in Italy's yellow zones will reopen on March 27. The culture minister announced on Friday, Nana, they hide this COVID-19 too much. He's updating us is the updating that's rather killing the economy. All the foreign investors are running to Nigeria. Official Kojogo says, Andy, please, the Ghanaian cinema should be open. I stand with FOCAP. The government should please do something about it. We are begging. Right, so these are some of the comments that have come in. Nana Safukantanka Chair says, and the extractors supply fresh air to the auditorium and extracts the conditioned air in the auditorium. The volume of the fresh to auditorium is equal to the extraction. So yes, this helps prevent the spread of COVID in the auditorium. Thank you. Mark Dave Engineering. All right, that's Nana Safukantanka Chair right there.
We are pleading. We stand with FOCAP. We are pleading they should free us. We need some sort of freedom. I mean, like I said, there's an oppression. You understand? We are being imposed to sit at home, not to work. And this job, like Ria equally said, self-employment. You understand? The entrepreneurs are more. The more you keep us at home, the more you are making us look jobless. So for me, I stand 100% with FOCAP. And I really call on all the practitioners and all various radio stations to extend this conversation because it's very important. It shouldn't end here. Places like all other platforms should pick up from here. This conversation should be extended. We have to push this agenda. We have to put pressure. It's called pressure. We are a pressure group.
Let's go picketing. Just as Kojo said. Let's go stay there.
Let's see if the rest of the other platforms will pick it up. They have to pick it up. The whole of this week, this conversation must be extended. We have to push for this. They have to give us the right to start operate under the protocols. They have to give us that right. So let's extend this conversation. It shouldn't end here. Hit FM has set the agenda. Let all the other areas pick up. They should pick up. It's very necessary.
Yeah, because other people,
they should pick this up and not to go and be telling Gift Yourself that she has done her butt. And who he won't pick away. Gift Yourself has done her butt. Is it necessary? No. I mean, these are some of the issues they should pick up.
It's true.
They
should
go
they should increase the volume.
They should go with them to the theater.
They have to stop that.
It was a body shaming thing.
Yes.
It was very bad.
Yes.
It was it's Andy.
Please,
unfortunately, it's not bad. Only Sadiq. It was only Sadiq and Arnold.
Hold on.
And I think did not contribute to the conversation. It was so embarrassing.
Please.
In my radio, I couldn't listen. I was just imagining
Mr. Logic.
how embarrassing.
Mr. Logic.
Please
listen when I speak sometimes. I'm your brother.
Sorry.
Thank you. All of these people are your enemies. I'm your brother. When I speak,
I know. I'm listening.
You lie.
Please. Lions don't eat lions.
Yes,
I
sir.
beg. Thank
No, I'm
you.
not eating them, but I'm just.
But are you a
cautioning
lion?
them. Oh yeah, I am. And it was so hurt.
Yeah. Hey, what do you?
Listen.
Hey,
No, Martin.
what's wrong? Take us out. Nipa bini.
And when you the chew people, you the chew people.
No, me.
You be lying with the chew people.
Now, are you listening to this program on the flat screen HD TV? Did you know that you can get it in clear and brighter high definition if you are watching us on your TV? Quality, which is 5 times better than standard definition. Get the new HD Plus decoder today from the nearest authorized dealer or any Electroland showroom nationwide and enjoy the feely experience on your HD TV like never before. Visit www.hdplus.com.gh or call 0242 439872 for more details. Just get to any Electroland showroom and you see all of these for yourself. Now, EcoBank says, hey, contact them on toll free 3225. They have the EcoBank Pay GHQR. GHQR is the best. Now, EcoBank Pay, people are using it in store, online, any bank account, any bank card, any mobile money wallet. Just use your phone and that's it. You are well sorted. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Listeners, keep it tuned in. Now we've been discussing fuck up, Charlie Kojo, thank you very much, but don't go yet. Please don't go yet. We're about wrapping up. So now Boomplay partners 3 music awards for Breakthrough Act of the Year category. Boomplay, the largest music streaming and download service in Africa, is partnering with Ghana and West Africa's most exciting music award scheme, 3 music awards for its 2021 edition. Central to the partnership is Boomplay's sponsorship of the Breakthrough Act of the Year category of the awards. The Breakthrough Act of the Year is the most exciting and dominant breakthrough act or group of the year, whose recording or recordings became extremely popular within the year under review. 3 Music Awards has been at the forefront of leading innovation in the music ecosystem. With this partnership, 3 Music Awards strikes a unique relationship that sets it on a solid footing for the future, while Boomplay reaffirms its commitment to support the growth and development of Ghanaian music. Now in the studio to have this short discussion is Sadiq Abdullahi Abu, CEO of 3 Media Networks. Hey man, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
How be?
Charlie Kolo.
Minority Chief Whip. Why
Charlie,
are you doing this?
He's been missing in action.
All right, so quickly, run us through. I know the Breakthrough Act is what? It's like more or less the new act of the year?
The new act of the year.
Okay.
So essentially what was 3 Music and Boomplay is doing is that Boomplay is picking it up and sponsoring it. Most importantly, apart from sponsoring it, they are making sure that the winner of this particular category will get a package that would deliver a lot more value to the person. I mean, including promotional access, collaboration opportunities across the continent and globally. And also, Boomplay will make available all their promotional networks and access to this new Breakthrough Act of the Year to ensure that, the new acts of the year is able to get a lot more value. They're also looking to throw in a lot more marketing support and budget for this new act or the Breakthrough Act of the Year.
Really? So if I got you right, your music will be on Boomplay. How different would it be?
Beyond being on Boomplay, Boomplay is looking to throw in marketing budget. Mind you, even though the song will be on it, they would have to throw in marketing budget to ensure that they push your songs and as much as possible. Beyond that, that's what they are looking to do, create collaboration opportunities for the Breakthrough Act of the Year across the continent. And the Boomplay has a cross-promotional network where they ensure that they can promote from outdoor campaigns, digital activations, to country plugins and all of those things. Boomplay is looking to help enable all of that for the Breakthrough Act of the Year.
What are some of their affiliates?
When you say affiliate, I don't understand.
I mean, people in the network, yeah.
Okay, Boomplay is in Pan-Africa, essentially. They're in Ghana, they're in Nigeria, they're in Kenya, they're in Tanzania, they're in Senegal, they're in a lot more countries. And in all of these countries, they've got offices and they've got people on the ground really doing the work for them. And so they're looking to make this available for them. Beyond that as well, they've got a team that sits across the globe that overlooks all their digital activations and experiential activities. These are all the things that Boomplay is looking to put into it for the Breakthrough Act of the Year.
Wow, that's super. Mr. Logic?
Yeah, I think it's a great one. I mean, 3 Music Awards has always find different ways, innovative ways of proving themselves to be very modern Just that I've not been happy with them for some time now.
Oh, you can't breakthrough act of the year.
I'm so not happy with them. I'm telling CEO life in his face. But then it's a great initiative. Boom Play is on most of the Android phones. You have Boom Play on them. Seriously. So I think this is a great
Ghana
step.
it's got over 10 million users in Ghana.
Seriously. I mean, Techno, all the Android phones, you have Boom Play on them. Yeah. So I want to big up Sadiq. Charlie, gradually, like I said, 3 Music Award is to me is more like the future. To me, it's youthful, very innovative, and I see you guys as the future. But Charlie, with a beg, the complaints since Sadiq is here, let me make it official, because before their stuffs came out, I made a plea to him, and they flouted it. Let me make it again to him, Sadiq. This is you guys, 3 Music Award. You are the future for the youth. We've gone through a 21 years phase of a music award. Then you step in, please, at the back. You are a smart CEO. I really admire you, but I don't like when I have to say some things. I mean, concerning the hard work you are putting in. This is a smart idea. At the back, all the other loopholes that people complain about, please fix them. You have the executive power to fix them, whether board or academy. The executive power lies with the CEO, just as the president. So I beg you, we are proud of you, and we want to see more of this innovative.
I'm answerable to the board.
No, but they have to be answerable to you. You are the creator.
No, but in this case, I'm answerable to
administratively the board. You are, yes, I understand. But I'm saying that please fix the loopholes, because some of the conversations, these great innovations, when you hear them and then you still have to sit down somewhere and complain about the little things, it hurts. It's more like you are not appreciating the hard work they are putting in. You're set. Charlie, someone call me and say, which guys are these guys? They're set alone. Your virtual set. Serious. You understand? It's very enviable to win their trophy. Their plaque as of now. But the little problems makes it sometimes a bit hard to appreciate. Yeah. I mean, from my side and from other sides of what people have been saying. That's why I'm putting it straight in on your table.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Big move.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I must, just as Mr. Logic said, I must commend Sadiq for such a very beautiful platform, and I'm also happy about the collaboration with Boom Play and, you know, the other moves that he's making. I think one of the biggest things I'm proud of when it comes to 3 Music is the women's awards. Yes, and I think it is one very great initiative. I mean, he's bringing into the limelight most of the, you know, women, the talented women, and it is something that I really commend them for, because I mean, women have been in the background for, you know, you can count on your fingertips the number of women that are really making it big in the music industry. So I want to say kudos to you. I hope this award show becomes a force to reckon with, and actually pass the ones that we have now, and become the household name that we actually look forward to when it comes to music awards.
Yes, it's okay, it's good. It's young, I should say. They're still coming up, and it's interesting that every single year they tend to give you something new. Like she's saying, they brought something new that is good. And I think that, as Logic said, little by little they'll correct all the mistakes and then move on with it. And I'm happy that this is coming from our own, and we need to give him that support. They need it. I mean, when they do it, it's good for the industry, it's good for all of us. I mean, I'm happy when his album plays all over the African continent. And I mean, selling Ghana there is not easy. I mean, if we're even going to advertise on these platforms, I'm sure how much you're going to pay is something huge than anything. And this is music, I mean, fraternity, and they're going to listen to our tunes, they're going to listen to us, they're going to hear some of the names that we also have here. Tanzanians are going to experience it, all the African continent, and I think that it is something great that we need to support. These are some of the things that we need the larger creative art to do. I'm hoping that should we get even the executive secretary, I mean, done ASAP for the agency, which is a pivotal role that they need to play within the creative art. Sadiq and his team wouldn't have suffered. I mean, going there straight to the office to seek for support would have been easier. But now we have passed the law. We're still waiting for president to tell us who the executive secretary will be. And we are still hoping that the office will be, I mean, fixed very well as an agency like the Ghana Tourism Authority to also see us functioning very well. I pray it happens, but kudos to Sadiq and his team.
Right, Sadiq, Charlie, thank you very much.
All right, cool.
We'll see if tomorrow we can have a proper look at this, the Breakthrough Act of the year. And then when it's getting closer, I think the main date is 27th, yeah.
Yes, which is about 2 weeks. This is about 12 days or 13 days.
Yeah. So next week, let's look at. Ria, did you speak on this?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Thank you. So we'll look at it next week and see how best we can get into the categories properly. Well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you. I'm so grateful. All right, let's now.
This is Hitz.
So this is where we end the show. Thank you very much, Kojo Preko Dankwa.